Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm very excited to share with you my May TBR, and this is mostly going to be my Asian Readathon TBR. Asian Readathon is one of my favorite readathons that I participate in every year. I will link the announcement video from the channel with Cindy down below in case you haven't seen it yet. This announcement video will go through the different prompts, but will also give you a ton of amazing recommendations. So I definitely would say go check it out if you want to participate in this readathon. Now basically in Asian Readathon we have 5 reading prompts. You can double up, but I try to read a separate book for each prompt. And then the extra challenge on top is that you're supposed to read from different Asian ethnic backgrounds. So I usually try to go by country, which I know isn't the same, and I wish I would branch out a little bit more, but you may know that I'm trying to read down my physical TBR to 0 this year, so I try to also focus on the books I'm already owning and already planning on reading this year anyways. So I feel like mine is still a little bit like skewed to a certain area in Asia, but apart from that I still hope you enjoy watching this TBR and learning which books I'm going to read. So the first prompt already worked perfectly for me because the first prompt was to read a book by an Asian author that is a fantasy book or a bestseller, and I'm a fantasy reader, so I'm here for it. And the book I was already planning on reading this year that fits perfectly is The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez, and this author is Filipino, so I'm like so stoked to read this book. I've heard amazing things, and from what I've heard, I think this is going to be one of my new favorite books for sure. So let's hope, I have my fingers crossed that this will actually happen. This is one of the 5 authors I wanted to try out this year, so I will also do a separate reading vlog for this. And this is also a buddy read with Clio from the channel Bemused Bookworm. We'll see whether we actually go through with the buddy read, because Clio this year has been a little bit chaotic with her reading, but either way, I'm very excited. Can I tell you what this book is about? Not really. I think it is like a very special kind of fantasy, and yeah, I don't really know anything about it. I haven't read the back. I just want to go in completely blind and just have my mind blown, basically. Then the next prompt was to read a book that is a retelling or LGBTQ plus representing, or has like LGBTQ plus representation. And for that one, I have chosen an audiobook because I really need to continue on with this series. I have loved the first 2 books, but then never continued on, so this is my moment. So I'm going to read Into the Riverlands by Niveau. This is the 3rd book in the Singing Hills series, cycle, whatever it's called. And this is a fantasy, kind of like fairy tale-esque series where you have novellas following a cleric called Chi as they go through the world collecting stories. And I'm like super ready to read book 3 and continue on. I think by now we have like 5 or maybe even 6 books out. I'm not quite sure about it. I'm definitely behind. So I'm taking this chance to read this. And I think Niveau has a Vietnamese family background. Next up, we have a perfect book because my library hold just came in, and the prompt was to read a book that is emotional and or features older characters. And I'm going to be reading the first Vera Wong book, completely blanking on the title right now. It's Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Sutanto, and if everything goes to plan, I'm going to be traveling like into the woods with my grandma for a couple of days in May, and I think this would be the perfect book to read on that trip because we're following an older woman, Vera Wong, who is kind of sucked into a little like sleuthing, and this also has like found family vibes, and so I think it will also be emotional. And I think Jessie Q. Sutanto has an Indonesian family background, if I'm not mistaken. Then the next prompt is to read a book that is international, translated, or should have been considered for awards. And with this one, I do have multiple options. All of these would count for Japan, because all of these authors are Japanese and the books have been translated. So my first option is when I run out of time, basically, or I don't get the library holds in, as I hope I will. But that is the 10th volume of Cheese Sweet Home, which is a little manga series for children. I just read volume 9 last night for Magical Readathon. So yeah, this is just really cute, as you could tell already from the cover of this. And this has in total 12 volumes, so I'm getting close to the end. So maybe I also want to save this a little bit longer and read one of these like other books that my library has. And one of them would be Butter. This is a book that I had on my radar for a very, very long time. I really want to read this one. So yeah, if I can get it from the library, that is a high contender. And the other one is Breasts and Eggs, also a book that I've heard quite a lot about, but I feel like the hype has died down by now. So I hope maybe I can get this from the library in May. So we'll see. This one has multiple options and I'll just see where my mood takes me. And the last prompt is to read a nonfiction and or a political book. And I want to go with nonfiction, because for Easter I just got Disability Intimacy that is edited by Alice Wong. So now obviously not all the essays in here will be from Asian authors or Asian American authors or anything like that, but I'm still gonna count it because Alice Wong is the editor and she is a disability rights activist, and her parents migrated to the US from Hong Kong. I have read Disability Visibility a while ago and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the way that it gave so many different perspectives on the topic of disability, and this one features more essays on love, care and desire, as the subtitle would suggest. So I'm definitely very intrigued by this one and I want to pick it up very soon. So those would be my Asian Readathon books that I want to get to. Apart from that, I do have some other reading goals as well that I quickly wanted to throw in at the end here. So for one thing, I want to read the Rook and Rose trilogy soon. So I will probably start Mask of Mirrors in April still, but then carry it over into May. And I want to listen to the audiobooks for this series. So that is something that can just be like parallel to the Asian Readathon TBR, because those are mostly like eyeball reads. So that's something I want to focus on as well. And then also another series I want to start soon is the Between Earth and Sky series. So originally, the first book was on my Magical Readathon TBR, but right now I'm just not craving fantasy, so I swapped it out with that Chi volume. But yeah, that series is still going to happen, so maybe I will start it in May, or maybe I will start it later in the year. Depends a little bit on my mood, but that's still on as well. I have also uploaded a spring TBR, so all the books on there are books I hope to read in May or June. So wish me luck. May will be my first month of my sabbatical, so I am very excited. I do have some really fun plans. As I said, I will be traveling with my grandma, I will be visiting a friend, and I also want to start slowly trying to relax and get back to things that actually bring me joy. So I will talk more about the whole sabbatical thing in a separate video that is coming up soon. But yeah, I hope a lot of reading will happen in May. So we'll see. If you want to see whether I actually go through with all of this, then you can subscribe to my channel. I would also love to hear what you're planning on reading in May. Are you going to participate in Asian Readathon? Then definitely let me know in the comments. And you can also leave me a like, because that always helps me out. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye!